Hi, this is Kimberly Miller with the Palm Beach Post, and welcome to a special edition of our weekend weather, Halloween weekend weather. It's a little foggy in here. This weekend it's going to be a lot of the same of what you've seen all week. Saturday 84 degrees, Sunday 83 is the high. Really the story this weekend is going to be the wind. So it's going to be gusting up to 30 miles per hour on Saturday. That's supposed to die down a little bit on Sunday, but Halloween, it's going to be, again, breezy. 83 degrees is the high, 74 is the low. Now, I checked the hour-by-hour forecast on Halloween, and it's still going to be in the low 80s, 80, 81, around when the trick-or-treaters are out. So you want to be careful if anybody's got heavy costumes on. Also, Sunday is the new moon, which means it's completely black. So Monday, it's going to be extra dark out. So you want to be careful with the costumes and make sure people have reflectors on, or just know they're on a lighted street. We have breaking news right now, and today they just announced from the National Weather Service in Miami that the dry season began October 17th. Now, sometimes they announce it a little bit after because they have to go through and they look at dew point temperatures, how much rain has fallen, and really whether we've seen an end to the summertime afternoon pattern of thunderstorms. And they decided that did end October 17th, which is the mean date actually for it to end, and the dry season will run through mid-May. The mean season for the rainy season to start is May 20th. Now, what does it mean for us during a La Nina year? We went through this a little bit last week, but in South Florida, there are some specific things that that La Nina brings, and we're going to have a weak La Nina this year. For South Florida, it means drier winter and a warmer winter. But also specific is we have a higher risk of rip currents typically during November because we have really strong southeasterly, northeasterly, easterly winds. And then that'll die down some and then pick up again in March and April. Another thing, we have severe weather, not as bad as with El Nino, which we saw last year. If you remember, in January and February, we had not an outbreak of tornadoes, but we had some EF1 tornadoes go through South Florida. Wildfires are concerned during La Nina years because it's drier and there's more tendency for drought to occur. And freezes are still possible during La Nina years, even though it's warmer. And because this is a weak La Nina year, what happens, we talked about last year, is the jet stream doesn't quite make it down. Now, if it does sometimes make it down to South Florida, that Arctic air will be pulled down. And so we can get a freeze, normally more around Lake Okeechobee, not near the coastal areas. Now, it's still hurricane season, and we got this little guy down here near the Yucatan Peninsula. He is getting only a 0% chance of development, so I don't think we have to worry much about him. If anything came of him, it would be named Otto. But it's a good reminder that hurricane season does run through November 30th, and we have had storms that hit us in November. We had two. One was in 1935, and it was unnamed. It was actually nicknamed the Yankee storm because it had this really weird route that came from like the north and came down and hit Miami. And then many people might remember Hurricane Kate, which slammed into the Florida's panhandle a few days before Thanksgiving. That was a very late season storm. And there was kind of a weird weather pattern going on there. There was a high pressure system that was kind of blocking cold fronts from coming down. The Caribbean waters were super warm that year, and Kate was just opportunistic and took a chance and made it to Category 2 before it hit. It did quite a bit of damage, and actually the Apalachicola oyster crop was decimated that year. Here are the storms that have hit Florida in November that made landfall. There's been a lot more storms in November, but these are the ones that made landfall. There were 2 hurricanes and 4 tropical storms. So it's just something to think about. Everything's dying down, you know, in November. It's winding down. The hurricane machine is turning off, but there's always still a chance, and especially because our waters are super warm this year, we're probably going to have the warmest year on record, beating 2015, which beat 2014. So just don't let your guard down quite yet. The next thing that's super exciting that's happening November 16th is the GOES-R satellite is launching. This is the wrong GOES-R from Ghostbusters. The GOES-R satellite is the state-of-the-art NOAA satellite. They haven't launched a GOES-R, which actually I have my notes here because it is stands for Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellite R series. They haven't launched one of these in about 7 years. This is going to have extra special cameras on it that are going to be able to actually peer into the heart of tropical cyclones and have much better image quality, 5 times faster and 4 times better image quality. So this is what we'll be able to see, and this is how fast we'll be able to see it, and this is what we get right now, so fewer images. Now this is important because it's going to help with judging hurricane intensity, and hurricane intensity and rapid intensification is really a problem right now with forecasts. We do really good on the track forecasts, but not rapid intensification. We saw that with Matthew. Just recently it went from a Category 1 to 160 mile per hour Category 5 storm in less than 24 hours. They were not expecting that. They even said in the discussion that it was going to have little development in the next 24 hours, and when it did develop, they said none of the models were predicting it. So these images will, and the numbers that we get from this will help go into the models, make better models, and so we'll have better forecast for intensity. Also, one of the really important things on this new satellite is it's going to have a geostationary lightning mapper, which we don't necessarily see, but it's a cool video. And this is going to be able to see lightning from cloud to cloud and ground to ground from space. And this is important because lightning strikes are a precursor and kind of a precursor to severe weather, especially tornadoes. So if forecasters can say, oh, you know, here we're having a very bad lightning storm, especially cloud to cloud lightning, they might be able to give quicker warnings to people when tornadoes are about to strike. So this satellite's really going to be a lifesaver, and we'll start seeing data from this probably next year, and possibly we'll be able to use it during next year's hurricane season. Now, it is Halloween weekend, so there's plenty of things going on. You might want to check out the Palm Beach Post Things to Do page, where we have tons of things listed for the kids and for the adults, which is Moonfest this weekend, Saturday night. So check that out if you dare. And otherwise, have a great weekend. This is Kimberly Miller with the Palm Beach Post, and I wanted to say something special to my dad, whose birthday is Halloween. Happy birthday, Dad.